I'm Dave McAlpin. I'm a 26-year-old guy. Moved up here to Pittsburgh about a year and a few months ago from Washington, D.C. I was born and raised in D.C. Lived there for all my life. Was bartending at this popular diner down in the middle, downtown D.C. called Ted's Bulletin. And my buddy Jordan, my lifelong friend, gave me a call last year and was like, "Hey, you want to open a restaurant?" So I said, without much further ado, I packed up my bags, moved up to Pittsburgh, came up here. But yeah, aside from that, I was an English major in college. I like to read, I like to play guitar. In the meantime, I'm usually here at the diner running things. So
my name is Jordan Robarge. I'm originally from Washington, D.C., or just outside Washington, D.C., Northern Virginia. And I went to the University of Virginia and then moved up to Pittsburgh for my first job, and I've been here for the past 4 years and loved it.
How did Nancy's Revival business start, and what's the backstory to it?
Alright, so as I said, we were moving up here. I moved up here to start a restaurant. In the meantime, I was working on the food truck with Jordan, Revival Chili. He had been running that for about a year, but we were looking to settle into a brick and mortar, or more of a storefront. Some of the ideas we were looking at was starting a restaurant from scratch. It was going to be like a soul food restaurant. One of our employees had a background in soul food cooking, and when we were looking at some spaces to start this restaurant, we were looking in places where the rent was affordable. So Wilkinsburg was definitely on our map, and we were in here checking out open spaces. The apothecary next door, this guy Jeff came up to us and was like, "Hey, Nancy's Diner, that diner that's been around for 45 years, is up for sale. You guys should check it out." We scheduled a meeting, met with the previous owners, Greg and Marky. Price was affordable. We looked at it as like, hey, what's easier? Starting a restaurant from scratch where we don't know. There's a lot of uncontrollable variables, whether or not it's going to catch or be popular. The whole entire process of building up a clientele and developing identity, or taking over something that's been around for 4+ decades, has its own identity, is really a staple of the local community of Wilkinsburg. So we said that sounds like a great deal. We're not going to hear about much other diners, historic diners like this one being available for sale, so we jumped on it. And here we are since October.
What kind of food do you guys make?
The best way it can be described is good, honest, home-style cooking. We're a breakfast and lunch place, so we're really known for our thin and crispy pancakes. We do great eggs, all cooked to order. We do amazing omelets, and we've been bolstering our lunch menu since we took over. So we brought in new additions like our Reuben made with corned beef that we make in-house. It's really, really spectacular, and then you can't go wrong with our burgers. It's a good classic. If you think about McDonald's, how when they started out, when they had the really thin patties seared on the flat top, very simple, basic kind of, greasy hamburger. That's what we do here. So pretty much anything on the menu.
Cool. And you guys have like specials and stuff like that for different days?
We do some weekends. Usually we do a few weekend specials. Some of our favorites are chicken Alfredo crepe. We do occasionally do some seasonal pancakes. Like in the fall, we did a really good pumpkin pancake, pumpkin ricotta pancake that was really good with some spiced pecans on it. One of our specials that became known for is our chili and waffles. We use obviously Revival Chili from the food truck, and then we also figured out one day we were making cornbread mix, and we realized, hey, cornbread mix is the same as waffle mix, so we threw it in the waffle iron, and out came this perfect cornbread waffle with really nice crispy edges, topped with a good serving of chili and 2 fried eggs, so you can mix it all together. It's really, really good.
So for Revival Chili, from the beginning, we've had 4 different types of chili, ranging in spiciness and different types of meat, and it's served over rice or cornbread, and with your choice of toppings. We have like 7 different toppings. We also serve chili dogs, chili burgers, chili burritos, and we run different specials like chili quesadillas, chili walking tacos, and we'll sometimes do like chili regular tacos and just other types of things on the trailer, but really the focus is chili because chili goes well with everything. And then at the diner, we do a lot of just American classics. So breakfast and lunch, but our biggest sellers are definitely breakfast. So like the Fat Cat, for example, you basically get just a little bit of everything: pancakes, French toast, eggs, breakfast meat, home fries or grits, and toast. And so that's pretty much like most of the breakfast menu that we offer, as well as like omelets and scramblers that you can make out of those omelets, breakfast sandwiches, and then one of the things that we did when we purchased the diner is we actually built out their full lunch menu. Like they sometimes had a lunch menu on weekends, but it was like kind of hit or miss. So we created a whole page on the menu that we made an entire lunch menu, so that therefore we were able to add the chili to the menu, which was a big thing for us. So we offer chili bowls on the lunch special or lunch menu, meatball subs. We added corned beef as well, so we could offer a Reuben as well as corned beef hash in the morning, different things like that. So a lot of just your American diner classics.
Great. Yeah, I've seen the pictures you guys have on Instagram, and like the food looks crazy good.
Thanks.
I mean, crazy good to the point where like I'm gonna have to come back in here.
Absolutely,
and,
you gotta come back.
I'm gonna probably just come here for like breakfast. A lot of times because. I want something that's different.
Yeah.
Stuff that's like kind of like creative.
Well,
like I seen like a lot of the flips you guys did with like waffles and stuff like that.
The chili and waffles. I'm sure David probably talked about that too. But the chili and waffles is like that's the thing that I wanna make to be like if we get on Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives, for example, like that is our thing. Like we make a cornbread waffle and put some chili on top with a fried egg. It's phenomenal.
Are there any additional services you guys provide, such as like catering? Do you guys do that or?
Yeah, recently we just started our catering menu. You should definitely check us out. You obviously can order anything on the menu, you see on the menu here at Nancy's, so any breakfast item, any lunch menu item, but because it's catering and we are going out and ordering extra supplies, we're really flexible. So we included things like like taco platters with various types of meats. We're really flexible, so if you see something like one of our suggestions and you're like, hey, I see that you have pasta, but you don't have this pasta that I like, we're more than flexible. We can go out and make whatever you really wish. So that's been going up for about a month and a half now. We've had some regular customers. It's starting to pick up. But yeah, we're really excited about catering. And then obviously we've got our food truck, which is all around Pittsburgh. Runs about 6 days a week. So.
Okay, because I actually seen the food truck on Friday.
Yeah. The food truck is like usually about 1 or 2 events a day, 5 to 6 days a week, all across town, especially in the summer. I know some people, you think summer heat, not really good with chili, but really with a food truck, most of your clientele comes from foot traffic, so the warmer months bring more people out. So we're entering our busy months of the year with the food truck.
What makes Nancy's Revival a special place?
Special place, there's a lot of things. I mean, starting with the food we make, we take a lot of pride in that, and so we'd like to think that we're special in that regard. But if I had to put my finger and pinpoint it, I'd really say it's the people. That's really what Nancy's was founded on. It was started by this lady named Nancy Bielecki. She ran it for about 40 years up until her deathbed, and she was always known as this wonderful, caring person, greeted every person that came into her restaurant with a smile, really got to know every person, every one of her customers, and that's evident by the photos on our wall. We have about like 15 different big photo frames of various photos of various customers taken over all the years. And so when we took over, we really wanted to honor her tradition of kindness. And so that's evident in just the way our restaurant operates. I mean, we're really laid back. There's no super formal rules. We don't have like a vernacular like some restaurants do. We kind of let our servers and our cooks and just everyone that works here kind of be themselves. That's one of our principles is quirks are cool. And with that, we think that we really have, that's really conducive to the friendly family kind of atmosphere. We get a lot of people to come into Nancy's and just maybe order a coffee and a pancake but then stay for 3 hours just because they're having a great time, having great conversation. And just from the 8 months that I've been here, I've gotten to know like what feels like most of Wilkinsburg just from running this restaurant. So yeah, if I had to say one thing, it's definitely the people that makes this place special.
How did Nancy's Revival start, and what's the backstory to it?
Yeah, so Nancy's Revival, well, Nancy's has been around for 45 years, and we purchased Nancy's Diner back in October of 2018, and we switched over to be Nancy's Revival to coincide with our other brand. So we have a food truck called Revival Chili, and Revival Chili has been around for just over 2 years now. So I started the food truck here in Pittsburgh, and then we expanded after about a year and a half, bought Nancy's, turned it into Nancy's Revival, so the brands kind of coincided with each other. And we still take the food truck out and around Allegheny County and even some of the other surrounding counties. But we really wanted just a brick and mortar where we could, have all of our prep space, storage space, and kind of a space that was our own, that we didn't have to keep sharing these commercial kitchens with other food trucks and caterers and that sort of thing.
I've just noticed when I came back in here, because I didn't get like a close-up pictures of the actual pictures.
Yeah.
But are those pictures from like the original diner?
Yeah,
Okay.
so those pictures, and you can find Nancy in some of them actually, but Nancy and her family really were the ones that they ran this for about 38, 39 years from their launch back in '74, and then unfortunately Nancy's health started failing, and so she was looking to get out, and she sold it to the owners that we bought it from, and they continued the legacy going. So when we bought it, we were absolutely just we knew it was a community staple, and we had to keep the legacy going, and all we really want to do is add a little bit, and the revival kind of speaks exactly to what we're doing. What we want to do is kind of make sure that we're reviving Nancy's as a whole, while also adding like a little of our own brand, our own flair into the diner.
What makes Nancy's Revival a special place? Like what would you say in your opinion that makes you guys stand out versus like other restaurants and things like that?
We really try and put a focus on our local partners. I would say the biggest thing, and it's not just, and when I say local partners, that actually encompasses a lot of things. So one, I mean, we source a lot of our products from people in and around Allegheny County. So our eggs we get from a farm called Seibel's Family Farm. Down south, our meat for the chili, we get all that from Goodness Grows Farm, which is up in Butler, and they do all the like local farming practices for their meat. And we also use Turner's, which is based out of the Pittsburgh area, and different things like that. But then also when I say local partners, like Wilkinsburg, for example, like Leona's Ice Cream Sandwiches is grown and taken off here, and they're based out of Wilkinsburg. Our coffee that we get is from Kelvin Coffee, which is just a 5-minute drive away, still like right outside Wilkinsburg. So that's like a big focus, and also with that we want to try and make it healthier. So yeah, we're a diner, and yes, we do use butter, but with these local focuses, we try and make our food at least a little bit healthier, which gives it a better taste. The other part of it is, when I say local partners, is also like our employees, because they are like our local partners that allow us to keep running. And so what sets us apart is that we have just started offering our life skills classes, which are mainly for our employees, but we're actually opening up to the community as a whole. And so not only do we want to supply them with substantial income and help them get a better life through having a steady job, but also through training them on some life skills classes that a lot of people just missed out on. I mean, like I think back to my high school days, like I never learned what a credit score meant, or like how to manage that, as well as even how to write a check. I didn't there wasn't anyone who just said like, this is how you write a check, right? Things as simple as that. As well as some like emotional intelligence sort of things. There's just a lot of training that people might have missed out on. So we want to be able to allow them to see some things, areas that they need to grow, and help them grow in those areas to create a better life for themselves, not just by job stability and finances.
With these life skill classes, we're going to be teaching other various things that can help with workplace professionalism. So it's really kind of all comprehensive. And we've got various guest speakers.
We have a lot of good local partners for our life skills classes as well. So for example, like Citizens Bank is partnering with us to come and run a class. There's the Pittsburgh Financial Empowerment Center, which is another person another group coming to run some of the classes. We're working with Venture for America, which the community director here is going to run some of our classes for us. She has professional certifications in like helping people with professional development, and even other startups. There's a startup over in Alpha Lab called Conflict Coach, and their whole thing is conflict management. So like they're coming in to teach a class. I got one of my therapist buddies that's coming in to teach a class on self-confidence. Like we're leveraging a lot of different relationships to kind of bring them in and try to make these classes the best that they can be.
So it's something really to be excited about. They're free of charge. They start at 2:30 and they're running for about an hour. And again, all this information is available online on either nancysrevival.com or on our Facebook page.
Why did you choose Wilkinsburg as a place to start your company?
Yeah, and so the life skills relates very closely to why we chose Wilkinsburg. When I started looking for brick and mortars, I was looking in the lower income neighborhoods and kind of, North Side, the Hilltop, Mount Oliver, East Liberty a little bit, but East Liberty is getting super expensive now. So we were looking in these communities because we wanted to be able to have the biggest impact possible. Like if I run a life skills classes in Shadyside, for example, it still sounds nice, but the people there, they're mostly grad students and like college kids. Like they already think they're gonna think they're too good, and it's not gonna be useful for them. So we wanted to be able to have the biggest impact in whatever community we started a brick and mortar, and especially finding a restaurant that has such a legacy. just made Wilkinsburg the perfect place. I mean, we could worry less about the branding and getting it out there and getting it out there to change people's routines, because eating food is a routine. I mean, like, you know, so many of the older generation that I know, like, go to the same restaurant and get the same thing, right? Like, it's hard to change that. But luckily, Nancy's, since it's been here for 45 years, has allowed us to focus a lot more on the social aspect of our business and the life skills classes. So, you know, we've only owned it for 9-10 months, and we're already starting this, versus we might have had to spend 9-10 months or even longer, a year to a year and a half, just trying to convince people to come into our restaurant. So a combination of, you know, the location of it, that we could have a big impact on this community and continue to grow in this community and help the community grow through some of these life skills classes, made Wilkinsburg the perfect place.
What do you like most about Wilkinsburg?
I just like I like the actual diversity that we get within the restaurant. I think that speaks to Wilkinsburg as a whole. One of the biggest things I've noticed actually living here for 4 years is how non-diverse the neighborhoods are. I mean, you go to, you know, Shady Side, Squirrel Hill, it's like all white people. You go to East Liberty, all black people. Hilltop, all black people. Like, it's just so segregated. And Wilkinsburg, like, I love the clientele that come in here. Like, it's anyone, young, old, like white, black, brown, like everyone comes in here to just have like a nice home-cooked, delicious meal and feel the community. So that's the other thing. Like we all just quickly developed, me and my partner just quickly developed like personal relationships with the regulars here. They've been regulars for a while. They're excited to kind of see us come in and get to know them. And, you know, they come in so often, David's even started hanging out with them outside of work some, and just seeing that the friendliness and the diversity and just the spirit of Nancy's. Like, people are just nice. Like, you come in here and they're just nice to you. It's been incredible.
Finally, is there anything else that you would like to share about yourself, your businesses, or like anything you have on your mind?
We're just really excited to be here and see how our classes go. As I said, we're just starting them, so we're really excited to, you know, grow with the community and be here a part of. If you need catering, we're increasing our catering focus for both the diner and the food trucks. So you know, if you need some, hit us up. Let us know what you want. We can do anything.
We're thrilled to be here in Wilkinsburg. We really like this community. We see a lot of potential, especially in this neighborhood, and we kind of want, that goes with our name, Revival. We kind of want to revive, we really like to revive the neighborhood of Wilkinsburg, starting with its people through employment and through these life skills classes. So yeah, we're just really thrilled to be here.